Have you ever watched a government hearing on TV and thought you'd accidentally tuned into a reality show reunion special? It's all there, the dramatic accusations, the personal insults, the moments where someone tells someone else to just shut up. It feels less like governance and more like a competition for who can create the best viral clip. This isn't a new phenomenon, but let's be honest, it feels like the volume has been turned all the way up. The political stage in America is currently dominated by two parties locked in a perpetual, high-stakes argument that seems to get more intense with each passing day. It's a showdown where scoring points against the other team has become the main event, pushing actual problem-solving into the background. We saw this play out recently in a House committee hearing that was supposed to be about immigration. Instead of a serious discussion about a complex federal issue, it descended into a full-blown political circus. You had governors from different states being grilled not on policy nuances but on their party loyalty. Representatives weren't just disagreeing, they were lobbing grenades. One congresswoman accused a governor of putting illegals first, crafting a soundbite seemingly designed for a campaign ad. The governor fired back, accusing her of just going after the viral moment. It was a masterclass in political theater. But what did it actually achieve for the people they represent? This shift from debate to drama is more than just entertaining, it's genuinely distracting. While our elected leaders are busy crafting the perfect zinger for social media, real-world problems are piling up. Think about it, the issue was immigration, a topic that affects millions of lives, state budgets, and national security. Yet, the conversation veered wildly off topic. One representative started asking a governor about former President Biden's cognitive state, another brought up transgender people using restrooms. The governor's response was perfect. So you're admitting that this is just a political circus. And that's the problem. The spectacle has become the point. When political engagement is reduced to a series of personal attacks and off-topic accusations, everyone loses. The focus shifts from finding common ground to digging deeper trenches. This isn't just about Republicans versus Democrats, it's about a system that rewards conflict over cooperation. The incentive is to perform for your base, to show them you're fighting, even if that fight produces no tangible results. It's a strategy that might win elections or get you on the news, but it does very little to move the country forward. The pressing needs of everyday Americans, from healthcare costs to infrastructure, get lost in the noise of the endless shouting match. Let's pause the drama for a second and talk about a simple but powerful idea, the civil servant. It's a term we hear a lot, but what does it actually mean? The clue is right there in the name. A civil servant is someone who works for the government, yes, but their ultimate boss isn't a political party or a powerful donor. Their boss is the public, you, me, all of us. Their salary is paid by the people, and their fundamental duty is to serve the interests of those people. It's a contract, a promise that they will work on behalf of the entire community, not just the slice of it that voted for them. This concept seems to get lost in the heat of partisan battles. When a politician uses their platform to attack a fellow public servant, instead of discussing policy, they are forgetting who they work for. Their job isn't to be a full-time gladiator for their party's brand. Their primary responsibility is to the citizens who need functioning roads, safe communities, and a stable economy. Every moment spent on performative outrage is a moment not spent addressing these core needs. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the job description, like a firefighter who spends their time arguing about the color of the truck while the house is burning down. Imagine hiring someone to manage your household finances. You give them a clear task, make sure the bills are paid and the budget is balanced. Now imagine you check in and find them spending all their time loudly arguing with the mail carrier about their political bumper sticker, while your electricity bill sits unopened on the table. You would be furious, right? You'd remind them, I am paying you to do a job for me, not to win arguments. This is precisely the relationship between the public and its elected officials. They are entrusted with the immense responsibility of running the country for everyone's benefit. This is why the role of a civil servant demands a unique kind of discipline. It requires them to rise above personal feelings and partisan allegiances to focus on the greater good. It means listening to people you disagree with, not just to find a weakness in their argument, but to understand their perspective. It means recognizing that the person on the other side of the aisle also represents thousands of constituents who have legitimate concerns. Forgetting this core principle doesn't just lead to bad television. It leads to bad governance, and a public that feels ignored and unrepresented. So how do we fix this? How do we get our leaders to act less like rivals on a game show and more like, well, leaders? It starts with a commitment to a basic level of respect. Disagreement is not only inevitable in a democracy, it's healthy. It's through the clash of different ideas that we forge better solutions. But there is a massive difference between disagreeing with a policy and disrespecting the person who proposes it. One is about making the country better. The other is about making yourself look bigger. True leadership involves navigating these disagreements with maturity and a sense of shared purpose. This means politicians need to actively choose a different path. They can choose to engage with the substance of an argument rather than resorting to personal insults. When a fellow lawmaker brings up a point, the responsible response is to address that point, not to attack their character or question their motives. It means holding hearings that are genuine fact-finding missions, not staged ambushes. This isn't about being nice for the sake of it, it's about being effective. You simply cannot solve complex national problems if you refuse to have a serious conversation with the people you need to solve them with. Furthermore, leaders have a responsibility to model the behavior they want to see in the country. When they engage in toxic, divisive rhetoric, it gives everyone else permission to do the same. It poisons the well of public discourse and makes it harder for everyday citizens to find common ground with their neighbors. Conversely, when leaders demonstrate that it's possible to have a passionate debate without it turning into a personal feud, they set a powerful example. They show that unity doesn't mean uniformity, it means working together despite differences for a common goal. This is the very essence of a functioning republic. Ultimately, this comes down to remembering the main job. An elected official's primary mission isn't to own the opposition or to rack up followers on social media. Their mission is to serve the people, full stop. Every action, every speech, and every vote should be weighed against a simple question. Does this help the people I represent? If the answer is no, if the action is purely for partisan gain or personal promotion, then it is a betrayal of their public trust. Leaders must hold themselves and each other to this higher standard of service. As we watch these political battles unfold, it's easy to feel cynical or powerless. It can seem like the noise and the anger are all there is. But we, the people, have a crucial role to play in changing the channel. The future of the country really does depend on our ability to demand better. If we reward the loudest and most aggressive voices with our attention and our votes, then we will only get more of the same. We need to start supporting a more positive and productive brand of politics, one that prioritizes collaboration and results over conflict and cliques. Think about what truly makes a nation strong. It's not the ability of its leaders to tear each other down, it's their ability to build things together. It's the bridges, both literal and metaphorical, that connect us. When politicians work together, they can tackle the big challenges that no single party can solve alone, from securing the economy for future generations to addressing climate change. Progress is a team sport. This isn't a naive dream, it's a practical necessity. The problems facing America are too big for any one side to handle while the other side sits on the sidelines throwing rocks. So, what can you do? Start by paying attention to what your representatives are actually doing, not just what they are saying. Are they working with others to pass meaningful legislation, or are they spending their time making headlines for their fiery speeches? Support candidates who talk about their plans and their vision for the future, not just how much they dislike their opponents. Engage in conversations with friends and family who have different political views. Try to understand where they're coming from. A little bit of empathy in our own lives can go a long way toward healing the divides in our nation. Let's encourage our leaders to remember why they wanted the job in the first place, to make a difference, to improve people's lives, to serve their country. Let's ask them to lower the temperature and raise the level of debate. The path to a better future isn't paved with insults and sound bites. It's built on a foundation of respect, cooperation, and a shared commitment to the American people. It's time to tune out the noise and start having the conversations that matter. What do you think is the first step we can take to encourage this change? Let me know in the comments.